Hey, we are live. Hopefully the hotel Wi-Fi will hold out for us.
I'm sure it's okay. We hope you're doing well, guys. How is everyone this weekend? It's been another epic weekend of Strongman. A number of my clients done really well this weekend in multiple different competitions.
Excellent.
Garrett Can came second at Wales Strongest Man.
Lovely.
A couple of big performances at Static Monsters. And obviously, Mitch Hooper did pretty well this weekend as well. He just broke a world record today. Came third at the Rogue Invitational. It's been an amazing weekend. Got to spend some time with some of my clients.
Yeah,
which is really cool.
Yeah,
did some training session. I can see some of them are on here as well, which is awesome.
It's been exhausting though, hasn't it? We haven't really fully adjusted to the time because we've been really sleepy in the evenings, then waking up at like 3 a.m.
I know. We'll fly back tomorrow, and then we're back in the States in 6 days' time. So I think our body clocks are going to be all over the place. But how are all of you? I hope you've had an amazing weekend. Let's see what we've got on here.
Hopefully you have all enjoyed the Rogue Invitational as well. We know pretty much everyone's been watching it from back home, if not here. Lots of channel members and Strongman fans and lots of people here, which was really nice to see because it's strict, Rogue. Like you can't just go anywhere or anything like that, obviously. But you do see people like yourself just milling around and walking around, don't you? So it's lots of opportunities.
Yeah, it's just a great chance to meet people. It's been really enjoyable, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
So who have we got on here?
Finest Jelly Bean Raw. Thank you for the super chat. Thor comeback happening, yay or nay? He did this big, he was put on the spot by Kiki and he was like, I'm just going to say this. And everyone's like, waiting, bated breath. And he's like, I might come back. So
I think we could see Thor back. I mean, he broke his world record today in the weight for height. So for him to be able to do that so quickly.
Yeah.
And, we had Maxime Boudreau stepping in this event. Yeah. We had Pavla. We had Mitch Hooper.
Was insane. That, he didn't even wind up for the swing. It was literally just launch it. And it went.
He's a powerful man. But, Thor had 3 throws. So they started at 16 foot, which is actually really high. And he launches it over. Pavlo gets it over as well. Maxime got it over at that height. And I think Mitch Hooper as well. And then I think they went up to 18 foot. And again, Thor just straight over. And then the world record, which was 21.2 foot, they went for 21.3.
Yeah.
First throw, straight over. Just 3 throws, boom. New world record. He's been back training Strongman, or not even properly training Strongman. No, back training for strength.
Throwing
in the gym.
A bit, yeah.
Yeah. And
I think he's got the bug already. Like he was clearly
enjoying
watching a lot.
Enjoying performing.
Just enjoying being around it again. Like it's his home, isn't it? Strongman is his home. I know he enjoyed fighting, but
and he wanted to
clear
kind of something up with me because I said something about him.
I think
not doing World's Strongest Man.
I think it was me.
And having maybe like issues with World's Strongest Man. He wants to clear that up completely. He doesn't have any issues with World's Strongest Man. He talks to them most years. He does have issues with other things or other people.
Yes.
But he wanted to make it clear that there's no issues with World's Strongest Man.
I think what I said was I don't think he'll go back to Worlds because I don't think he's got maybe he doesn't have a great relationship with them anymore.
Yeah, and he wants to clear that he does have a good relationship with World's Strongest Man. So that's good to hear, and it was good for him to kind of come and talk to me personally rather than in a lot of these sports, things get said and people kind of bicker behind each other's back. I really respected him for coming up and laying things straight.
Thor's a cool guy. He's a friendly guy as well.
I think if we're going to see Thor back, this isn't official, but I think we'll see him here at the Rogue Invitational.
I think so too. He was clearly very happy here. Lots of comments about you and Brian on commentary together. Brian calling Laurence was oddly professional.
I felt like my dad was kind of talking to me when I was talking to Brian.
Laurence.
It's cool talking to Brian because it's just 2 guys that love Strongman, a big history in Strong. We both did our very first World's Strongest Man together.
Yeah.
And we both have a similar sort of outlook in that we want the sport to get bigger and better. So,
you share similar ideas as well, don't you?
We were just kind of, even off camera, we've been talking a lot this weekend.
It was funny because the Rogue Record Breakers is going on today. And I was actually sat in the crowd watching. I could see you and Brian for an hour. I said to the people, I said, God, they're like a bunch of old women. Once they get going, that's it. Just talking Strongman.
Yeah, we're both trying to bounce ideas off each other and think of ways that the sport can get better, how we can improve competitions, how we can improve judging, how we can get things bigger and better for the athletes, how we can get more people into it. So it's always cool talking to him.
Hey, Kim.
Hey, Kim.
Urak in the comments.
Kim training hard. He's got a couple of comps coming up.
T here saying that Rogue was fun, but a couple of events weren't spectator friendly. I think some events worked better in person than maybe they did on the stream, and then vice versa. Sometimes things look better on TV than they do in person.
From where I was sat, so I was up in the rafters.
Yeah,
and sometimes I prefer to just stand up and watch directly rather than watch on the screens.
Yeah. So for the deadlift, I was like to the side of it. I had a great view, and for me, that was a great experience. And also the roller coaster, I was right behind. But I appreciate it's very reliant on camera angles and them switching between different screens and cameras and stuff. So I know, like I said, I thought the 5-man race worked really well. But then after seeing some comments, I watched it back on the stream, and I totally get what you mean. You can't see what, like, we could see everything and who's going where and what's going on, but you guys couldn't.
I don't know.
I get that.
I think having the head-to-head is cool, but then maybe you need names in lanes or something.
Yeah,
like that.
maybe like an aerial view or
and
something.
They had the ability to do that.
I'm sure it's things that
I actually really enjoyed it 5 at a time.
Yeah,
it was quite interesting looking at athletes take different approaches in terms of technique.
Yeah,
and it was good.
You sound so full of a cold, Liz. This happens to me all the time. I don't know if you guys remember at the Arnold UK. I get sick at strongman shows. I overexert myself. I think I get too excited.
And to be fair, it was quite wet the other day, wasn't it? We got quite wet with the rain pretty hard here.
Yeah, only I would come to Texas and catch a cold. But never mind. I'm fine now. The Hoopers.
Lots of love for Kim in the comments.
Yeah.
The Hoopers looked after you, didn't they?
They did. Mitch, I was adopted by Mitch's family this weekend, or I don't know if I adopted them. I'm not sure which way it worked, but yeah, it was really cool hanging out with them. They're really nice people. So
I've got to say, Bon Chop's absolutely right. The kit that Rogue produce is amazing. It's made it exciting to think what they might do for next year.
Yes,
because visually, I know maybe some people said it wasn't as spectator friendly for the camera.
Yeah,
but that roller coaster just looked epic.
It was great. And
when you kind of get up close and personal. And
yeah.
From last year, they had the Wheel of Pain.
Yeah.
What other kit are Rogue going to produce?
Yeah, I'd love to see the other promoters like really invest in kit, because it's not like but it's a lot of money to spend on one competition. You keep that and you can use that.
And I think that's the thing. If we're going to go and train, any of us can set up a rope and a sled to practice arm over arm. But to then get to that level where you go to a big competition, you compete on this amazing kit, it's just fun, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it was awesome. Hi from your biggest fan in Iceland. Hello, Eckhart. Thank you for joining us. Gabriel, thank you so much for the super chat. A different referee on the log and Trey would have won.
Lots of controversy about refereeing this weekend.
Which is always a shame because no one wants that. The athletes don't want it.
This is something,
I
think Brian and myself had maybe 50 minutes of our chat was about refereeing and how we can improve things. And he's got some cool ideas about how he thinks in some comps, maybe athletes should be able to challenge decisions.
He was talking about everyone gets the opportunity, to one opportunity per competition, and they can use that opportunity to challenge and check the cameras and all that sort of thing.
It's really difficult because if we take Martin's dumbbell, for instance, it wasn't a good rep. I don't care, and I've said this to Magnus myself, it just wasn't a good rep. He kind of got it locked out, but it came unlocked straight away, and then he's fighting it again to get it locked out. Now, the referee is given the down signal. So the athlete cannot be blamed in this situation.
No,
Brian and myself, we spoke about this.
Our teams looked as surprised as anyone.
And we've all had those decisions where we think, I'm still working for this rep, and you've said down.
It's worked in your favor, yeah.
But as an athlete, you move on. Now, the big issue is if Magnus said it wasn't a good rep, Martin still had time.
Yeah.
I think he was 17 seconds away from Rob Kearney's time still. So he still had 17 seconds to get that rep done and could have still beaten him. So there's an argument there. It's such a hard thing. I would like to see, especially on overhead events, a solid second or two count once the rep is locked out. Because once you are locked out on an overhead, when you're into bone on bone, you can hold that locked out.
Yeah. It's
hard when you're not locked out because you're still fighting it. But once you are fully locked out, if the referee's there, 1, 2, down, then we're not going to have any arguments. And we need that. You need the strict refereeing,
but you need the
and it needs the consistency throughout.
Yeah, because so like for taking Trey as an example, Trey isn't mad at all. Trey thought it was the right call. You know,
Trey's rep that was disallowed.
The first rep, because he didn't get the down signal, but he put the log down anyway. So
we spoke to Trey after, and I've got to say, I mean, you can't right something by doing another wrong.
No, that's the thing.
Trey's first rep wasn't quite good enough.
No, but then others,
and this is where the consistency is the problem.
Yeah, it's definitely a job I would not want.
It's not, it's a very hard job refereeing. There's a lot of pressure, but we do need to look at ways that we can address this and make it better, because the sport isn't about, a few $100s now. There's big money being involved, and we want to see the sport get bigger and better. So we need to all look at things in a positive way, and not necessarily blame people, because people make mistakes. We all do.
Everyone's human.
I've done refereeing in local comps, and I'm sure I've had calls that haven't been right. We all have. But at this level, we need to try and get it as right as possible.
Richard asking, is it true that Martins is doing the UK versus USA event now in Liverpool?
Oh, yes. He is
true.
coming. And even with his couple of injuries from this weekend, he's still coming.
Yeah,
I spoke
but
to him earlier.
They're not all doing every event, are they? Because like some athletes do some and some do another. So it's quite a low pressure.
He wants to go against Mark Felix on the Hercules hold.
Does he?
That's what he wants to do.
There you go. Then he's fit. I mean, he's okay. He did the road record breakers today with the
he's not too bad.
So the whatchamacallit, Thor's hammer, wasn't it? That
I think he's got some like muscle fiber tears in his bicep, and he's had a hip issue, an ongoing hip issue for a while, but it's just been aggravated by the heavy, and competitive few days that we've had.
Yeah. Christopher, I loved you too, Loz and Liz on Paradise YouTube video. People have been dying for a reaction video. I don't think Pa deserves a reaction. No, I'm joking. He's like a child. No, I said to him, I thought the voices were absolutely dreadful. I think the facial expressions for me were spot on, like uncanny, actually, a bit unnerving. I
want to know how much time he's put into watching you to do that.
I don't want to think about that. I don't understand, though, the whole Liz doesn't really care about Strongman, because I'm such a Strongman nerd. So
I think most people that watch know a lot about
No,
Strongman.
I know, yeah.
But it's just him being funny.
Just Pa trying to, yeah. There's worse things he could have done, definitely. So I'm glad if he was going to do something, that was it. So it was funny, though, and I love my tea towel hair.
You should just wear a tea towel.
Yeah, I might just wear one in the next video and just don't acknowledge that I've got it on my head. What did you think, Clozo?
Yeah, it was good. Like Pa's Pa, he's an entertainer. He's funny. It is what it is.
Where did you want me to click? Victor. Hey, Liz and Lars, incredible work this weekend. You made Victor very happy.
Thank you guys for watching.
Thor is super chill, says Jules. Thor really is.
Yeah.
Like, I know he's had a lot of flack in the past, and when we did the video about a potential comeback, the amount of people, names I don't recognize, that have never commented on our channel before, saying, "Oh, bad sportsman." Thor was always the best sportsman. I can give you an example of every single top strongman being a bad sportsman on at least one occasion, but Thor's just got more publicity.
Yeah, it was very unfortunately.
It blew up.
Yeah.
But Thor was always a very good sportsman, and just a cool guy to have at competitions, I thought.
Yeah, I've always got on with Thor. So
where are we? Possible pilot deviation. Thank you so much for the super chat. Fans want to know, did you two get decent barbecue? We had several.
We went to Salt Lick, which was very good. We've obviously, what was the place we went to originally?
Dickie's was
Dickie's
the original.
got a bit of a mixed review, didn't it?
Some people
we kind of liked it, to be honest.
We liked it. Some people were genuinely horrified. Like, no, that can't be your last impression of Texas. But
we've since been to Salt Lick, and there's been a few other people that have mentioned certain places. We've literally not had a chance to get about the last few days.
No, it's just been stadium here.
Yeah, so we'll probably go out a little bit later today.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Wander around,
stretch our legs,
and then
come back to Heb. People want more.
Who wants another Heb video?
People they genuinely love that, but I would too if American people that I followed came to the UK and were wandering around a Waitrose looking at all the stuff. I'd love it. So I get it.
It's just so different, isn't it? You see all these different things. It's fun.
Ooh. Do you remember when we went to that Tesco in Malaysia?
Yeah.
And in the snack section, they had claws and bugs in lollipops. That was... it's a shame we weren't making YouTube videos back then. meat-based vegan. Shaw and Loz, best commentators ever.
Thank you very
two,
much.
I had to listen because I thought, oh, I don't know if this is deserved praise, but I went back and listened, and honestly, it kind of was like poetry. Like you two, you were perfect together, I felt, and then
it's really nice to hear. It's
really
Sean,
the main,
yeah, Sean's brilliant.
He in and out at the perfect times. He really knew.
Sean makes my job so easy. He's such a professional, so good at what he does, and he's really learnt about the sport as well, and that takes a lot of praise because he's not a strongman. He's not someone from the sport, but he takes an interest. He wants to learn more, and he's so good at just leading.
Yeah, and like you say, makes your life so easy with the in and out cues and everything else. And he has been covering strongman and CrossFit.
The guy has been working
weekend.
Like a machine.
I haven't seen him since Friday morning because I'm convinced he hasn't left the box.
He's not left the booth.
So, I feel bad for Sean, but
yeah, he does a great job.
He really does do a great job.
And it was cool having Brian in for a few of the events as well.
Yeah. What's this in Julia? I loved Trey's reaction when he finished the stones. He hugged Odd, so excited.
Trey's just such a nice guy, isn't he?
Trey's lovely. I saw him earlier and he sort of, well, I think running. Trey doesn't really run, but he came jogging over for a cuddle. He's just such a sweet, unassuming
And you know what? Trey
person.
has really established himself as one of the top guys now.
Absolutely. Like, I wasn't, because Trey's been a little bit up and down over time, you know? He obviously won the Shore Classic last year. I expected big things from him at the Arnolds, but he was carrying an injury, which I didn't know about because I think he came 7th or something like that in the end. But then he came back, smashed the Shore Classic again, and now
was good at Worlds as well.
Yes, absolutely brilliant this weekend. Yeah. Like, I know he didn't win, but he was still by far one of the most impressive athletes in terms of how far he's come on what would have previously been considered a weakness.
He's now put himself into that position where I don't think it matters what comp he goes to, he's going to be in your top 5.
Yeah, definitely.
He's like an Alexi, like a Ulysses, someone that you're just going to look to constantly perform well.
He's becoming more consistent and less event dependent.
Yeah. I was having a conversation with a few of the guys because some of the athletes get a bit funny when I do my predictions or you do them. But the reality is with Strongman, there's a few guys that it doesn't matter what events you throw at them, they're constantly on the podium or constantly top 4, top 5 in comps. Then there's a whole host of guys that are very event dependent that can go from podium down to 20th. Mm-hmm. You know, they kind of all can chop and change. And the funny thing is, I always put myself in that bracket.
Yeah.
I was one of those guys with some competitions I could do really, really well. With the wrong events, I wasn't going to do so well. But that's why guys like Shaw, Zadrunas, you know, Thor, they go down as the greats because it didn't matter what events were put in. They were always going to be good and always going to win or be on podiums.
And now you've got people like Alexi that really fit into that bracket.
Alexi and Mitch, really, this year, so
Mitch
consistent.
Is still so new, though. It feels weird to put him in that conversation.
He's been in six international shows, 6 podiums in a row.
Oh, right, yeah.
In a row.
Since
Obviously, World's Strongest Man, he was 8th.
Yeah.
But that's a very, very good track record.
It's incredible.
Thinking about the last 10 comps, Novikov's only been outside the top 3 once, and that was a 4th. Ulysses, this was a bad performance for him, and it was a 4th. Yeah. You know, those guys are always so consistent, no matter what you throw at them.
Best strongman bid and top 10 revelations after ASM. America's Strongest Man?
I guess.
Yeah.
Arnold's Strongest Man?
No, ASC is Arnold's, isn't it? Yeah. Best strongman bet. So you're saying you want one because everyone's been talking about rankings, haven't they? Like, what do you think the world rankings are right now? The guys have been talking about it over food. I've seen people discussing it on Reddit. Like, how do we think the rankings are? We've got some really fun videos planned for December once like all the big competitions are over. So we're going to look at like our favorite individual performances of the year, some stats and facts for this year. An end of year rankings, which is so hard to do. It was so funny. Rob Kearney, it was yesterday, wasn't it? I was like, well, like seeing him after the event, and he came over and he was like, man, I wish you two weren't always right. And then he started to get really superstitious. He was like, I know, say I'm going to do really, really well at the Arnolds next year. Like, we'll see if your prophecy still comes true. But
it's tough. Like, it is tough because these are our friends and people we care about.
Yeah. No, it is hard.
You can't sit there and just say, oh, like, I love Rauno. He's one of my best friends. But I can't sit here talking to you guys and say, I think Rauno's going to win on a farmer's walk.
No,
you know,
of course not.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah,
so you've got to look at, and I think actually as an athlete, you don't appreciate what other athletes are doing.
No, because you
Whereas
shouldn't be
now
looking that
I can
closely.
sort of sit back and watch all the athletes and take a really more educated guess on how I think they're going to do on events and a more objective approach.
Yeah.
Because when you're an athlete, you've just got to think, I'm going to win.
Yeah,
That has to be your approach.
Yeah,
You've got to believe in yourself.
Yeah, and you shouldn't let other guys get into your head. I don't think it's a good idea to be closely watching what everyone else is doing, because sometimes, a lot of guys, it's glory.
Sometimes going, some athletes are absolutely fine with it. Like I coach Mitch, and I'll tell him if I don't think he's going to win an event, or if I don't think he's.
He can pull 502,
but he can take it.
Yeah.
Whereas some athletes just can't. And if you're one of those athletes that can't, you're better off just muting things.
Yeah.
I found like getting close to a comp, I used to mute people on Instagram, so I didn't see what other people were doing. I could then just keep that focus on what I should be
protecting
doing.
your mindset.
Yeah, it's tough. I told Andrea to mute Instagram this week.
I know, yeah. She's terrible for looking at things and worrying. Now, hey, thank you for joining us. Erebus Khan, who was here this weekend and came over to say hello. You can park your car at the train station and take it to downtown tomorrow for the good barbecue. We do not have a car. We've been using Ubers, haven't we? And hitching lifts. Well, not literally, but Laura saying she thought the equipment was epic.
I thought it was epic.
Yeah, I did
really, too. Really cool.
Yeah.
It's how Strongman needs to be.
Yeah, definitely. No, I did not get to ride the roller coaster. I thought maybe there'd be an opportunity today, but we got there and it gone.
All been taken down.
Vanished without a trace. Yeah, but it's probably for the best. When you stood next to it, you can see how high those bags fall. And if I was a bag, maybe I wouldn't fare so well.
I don't think you would have fared so well falling out of that.
I think
container.
Even on a big crash pad, I could have genuinely broken my legs.
So, maybe they need to make like a longer slide.
Yes, so I could turn it into a death slide at the end.
They could charge for people to have a ride.
Yes, I would pay. Did Lossie Parr's impression? We did. We addressed it earlier.
We saw Parr's impression. Of course we did.
Of course. Well, he sent it to us. So he made sure we saw. What's this from Derek? Hi, Loz and Liz. The Rogue events looked awesome, especially the roller coaster and deadlift. Loz's commentary was superb. Novikov, Trey, and Mitch looked great. Thor, back in Strongman, please. Yeah.
Yes.
I was so happy for Alexei. Like that second where he really wasn't
when he
sure.
Realized he won it and his face lit up.
Yes.
It was
his
brilliant.
Little face. Bless him. He's so cute when he's so happy like that. He's like an excitable child. I know it's a weird thing to say about a grown man, a grown Ukrainian man of all people. Now saying thanks for your epic coverage and the effort you put into this stuff. You guys are awesome. Thank you now, as always, for joining us. We do appreciate you all. The coaster was a knockout.
The CrossFit athletes on the log. That was impressive.
Yes, 130 kilos. One of them lifted. He's only 80 kilos.
More. It was 300 pounds he did.
Okay, I'm just taking the piss because
you were a piss taker.
And then I was like, yeah, but Andrew can lift that. He's like, Liz, Andrew is a heavyweight strongman or open weight.
The best in the world at it. So.
Okay, sorry.
Jamie Ford has become a member. Thank you very much,
Yay,
Jamie.
Thank you for joining us, Jamie. Are you returning home or vacationing until OSG?
We have to return home.
Yeah.
We really want a good sustained amount of time in America so we can go see people, collab, but obviously we've got to get back to the family. Granny is looking after the kids right now.
Yeah, and so she needs a few days off, and then we're home for 6 days, and then we fly out to Florida. Yeah. So it's we're going to be ruined for the rest of the year, I think. But no, unfortunately,
we love it.
Yeah, it's fine. I would love to get a car and just drive around America. Yeah. America's so cool.
We need to get to that point where we have decent amount of money and we can just bring the kids with us.
Yeah, and Granny.
And Granny to look after the kids.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what the super chats and memberships will go to Granny.
Yeah. Super chats are for Granny at this point. Is Alex saying, I agree, something needs to be done. The issue is how. With some events that could be challenged after, but others, like the dumbbell, wouldn't work. 2 referees causes problems too. No simple answer.
That's the issue. There's no simple answer. And we're talking about human error, which you can't. Like, Magnus is a friend of mine. He's a friend of a lot of the athletes, and there's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
But I guess what we really need is a proper rule book for Strongman.
A proper way to deal with these issues.
Everyone kind of throughout whatever competition it is, whether it's a novice competition up to national, up to international shows, if everyone uses the same kind of rules and we make sure we stick by it and we go strict, like, because I was saying to Brian, I would rather know that my lift is good so that when it's seen on the internet,
You
I'm
don't
not
get
going
a
to
load
have
of
that.
shit for it. Yeah.
The problem is, if a referee says down, you as an athlete are not going to say, no, it wasn't
Yeah.
down. You're just moving on. And me and Brian said we've both been in that situation before. Referee says down, you move on.
And now, like, Martins is having to deal with a load of comments saying that he's the favorite and all this sort of stuff, and conspiracies, and it's not nice for him, is it?
And every athlete goes through this. But it's better for the athlete if the refereeing is strict.
Yes.
And then you'll make people train stricter as well. Because I often see people in training just doing dodgy reps and classing it as a PB, so I'll get it in competition.
Yeah.
If we make people train to a certain standard, and then we make sure we referee to a certain standard, it'll be so much easier, and we'll address so many of these issues.
But like, we were talking to Magnus about this yesterday morning, weren't we? And like, you know, what's the best thing to do in that sort of scenario? We were talking specifically about the dumbbell.
Yeah.
And I said, like, the second you realize this isn't a good, and your arm's coming down and, oh God, it's too late, could you not just say, no lift? And it's like, that is easier said than done, isn't it, in that moment? But that's what I do.
This is why you're not a referee.
This is why I'm not allowed to referee. It'd be
It'd be interesting results with Liz refereeing.
Yeah. Brunch up. Thank you for the super chat. Why Pavlo's raw power was insane. Train him, Lars.
I'd love to train him, but Pavlo is clearly, he's put in so much work. Very, very strong.
Yeah.
Deadlift is ridiculous. His leg power is ridiculous. His grip's really strong.
Yeah.
And his upper body's strong. He just needs a little bit of work on the overhead.
He's not technically very good at some things.
Dumbbell needs work technically, and then just needs more training on events.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm excited to see where he goes.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of talk about him right now, and he is definitely an athlete to watch out for.
Yeah, definitely. Trey is a monster. Hooper has a bright future. I'm sure everyone there will agree. Yeah. It's hard to believe that it will still be Mitch Hooper's rookie year all the way up until the next World's Strongest Man. Yeah. So if he gets an invitation to Arnold, which probably will, he just got a podium at Rogue, then that's still in his rookie year. So it really is.
I think Mitch has to be invited to the Arnolds.
But and I think so. Thomas Evans is going to the Arnolds because he won the amateur Arnolds. Mitch will go. Wide Pavlo, I think, is going to get an invitation as well. So I think the lineup there is going. Well, this is the thing. Is it only 10 spots? Is it only 10 spots, Lula? Who goes? Let's just think. Alexi, say both Stoltmans come as well. Then Martins will be invited. Whether or not he'll do it is a different story. Trey, definitely. I think Maxime will be invited. I think Mitch Hooper, Wide Pavlo, Bobby Thompson.
Yeah.
Who am I forgetting? Rob Kearney.
It's going to be interesting to see how. Normally they have 10. Invited? Normally it's just 10.
Maybe they'll make a bigger lineup.
I don't know that they will.
No.
That's something that we can all look forward to closer to the time.
And speculate about. Ben Ash, thank you for the super chat. Do you think more comps will set up the production and equipment value like Rogue? Or do you think having comps with their own unique flavor is good?
I think having comps with their own unique flavor is good.
Yeah. A bit of variety is good, I think.
I think Rogue are going to keep going forwards, creating some amazing bits of kit, which is exciting. I'm sure other companies will want to follow suit and do the same. I spoke to Darren Sadler, and I know he wants more equipment and you know variety and different bits of kit.
Everyone wants to keep up in their game, don't they? Even World's Strongest Man get a lot of criticism, but they've got some big ideas going forward, haven't they? And ways they want to.
I think the sport is in a good place where it's starting to grow, and all these different organizations kind of make each other do a little bit better.
Yeah.
So
one promoter being more successful helps bring everyone up. Yeah.
I've said all the time, what we need is the sport to be bigger. So the bigger World's Strongest Man is, the better it is for everyone else. The bigger Rogue is, the better it is for everyone else.
Yeah.
If we can keep getting more interest, Rogue is great because it brings fresh eyes onto the sport.
Yeah.
A lot more CrossFit athletes come and watch, and CrossFit is bigger than Strongman right now. So if we can bring some of them into the sport and make fans of them, it's a good thing.
Especially in the USA. It's really big here, isn't it?
Huge.
Bruce with a good question. Lars, have you in your time or in history seen anyone have a debut year as good as Mitch Hooper's?
No.
Not in modern Strongman.
I think Mitch Hooper's year has been unbelievable. And it's not just like one performance, it's time and time again.
It's just been
different competitions, different places, different types of competitions, fast-paced competitions, slow-paced competitions. He is still consistently performing well.
And to think
and improving.
Yeah, the athlete selectors at World's Strongest Man took a real chance inviting him because he was totally unproven. All we had was 2 lifts from Static Monsters to go by and training videos. And training videos, it could be fake. You don't know, do you? They took a real chance. They shoved him in Brian's group thinking, well, we'll see how this guy gets on. He wins the group.
That's harsh on Brian.
Yeah, that would have really sucked.
You know, no one could know at the time.
No. Who could have guessed that he would be where he is now?
I'm pretty sure Mitch won't be like a low seed next time.
No, he won't, because Giants have openly said that the World Tour final is their biggest seeding competition, because that's, I mean, the original lineup, when you looked at it before it was all changed, it had some huge names in it. And they said that that's where you'll get a great seeding. They said they put that ahead of Europe's Strongest Man. So
there you go.
Mitch should have a good group, even though seeding obviously doesn't actually exist at World's Strongest Man. Let's move on. Dustin, thank you for the super chat. Glad to see Kevin set 2 world records. One only lasted as long as it took Mitch to walk out there, but happy for him.
I was really happy to see Kevin get the Thor's hammer, because
he's been a bit sick this week, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's had bad stomach, and his performance on the Dinnies was amazing.
Yes.
Then Mitch went and beat it, so Mitch got the prize money for that as well, got the record. I thought Pavlo might push him on the Thor's hammer, but yeah, it was. I mean, his grip is phenomenal.
Do you know what Mitch said to Kevin before the Dinnies? No. He said, if you go out there and break the record and then split the prize money with me, I promise I won't go out. So $2,500 and he gets to keep the record, or potentially no money, and Mitch takes it. Mitch didn't want to do it because of the thumbs.
He said he's getting more used to it now. The pain's being less and less.
Yeah. Question from Callum. Do you think Wide Pavlo will be a lot better with the right guidance and coaching, as you can see how much power and strength he has got and an amazing future ahead of him?
I think Pavlo has some good coaches around him, to be honest. He just needs to really focus on training for Strongman now. His real training has been more powerlifting focused over the last few years. Now he needs to start really dedicating himself to Strongman, and I'm sure he'll be very, very good.
Yeah, definitely. Bruce found it frustrating to wait for Strongman in between CrossFit. Yeah, the CrossFit event is much bigger. There's a lot more athletes. There's different categories, and then they do have events leading into the final, which is today, wasn't it? So whereas the Strongman, obviously 6 events, 10 guys. So the Strongman didn't take very long in comparison, but it was quite fast spread out. So yeah, I mean, between events, I went to a shopping mall, I went out for dinner, and it was quite long wait times. Not so bad when you're at home, I think, and you can maybe schedule to come back.
Yeah, as long as it's starting at the times you've kind of expected to
start. Only one thing really overran on the CrossFit side, didn't it? M wants to know, how would Rauno have performed on the deadlift?
Is Rauno in the chat?
In the chat
somewhere? Rauno, how would you have done?
Yeah, say his name 3 times and he'll pop up.
Look, Rauno's a great deadlifter, but you can only really go on who is at a competition. We're just speculating. It would be wrong to say he would win it, or even wherever he would place. I'm sure he would have done very well. He's very good from a higher pull, but unless you're in the competition, it's not a conversation I want to go to. I'm sure Rauno thinks he could have done very well.
Sure, Rauno thinks. Dustin, thank you for the super chat. If Par's impression of Liz included I Hate Brian Shaw, it would have been more believable. Do you know what? I gave a nod to you guys. It was funny. We were talking with Brian. Some of you would have seen it already. And Loz says to him, Loz is the cheeky one, to be fair. So then are you going to get Uncle Loz and Auntie Liz over for the Shaw Classic next year? And Brian, being ever the diplomat, starts to give a long answer. And he's like, oh, you know, it's growing year on year. And I was like, yeah, but it's not big enough for us yet, is it? And Brian was like, what? And I had to repeat it. But...
Liz and Brian even hugged it out.
Me and Brian are fine. But the joke is funny, so we'll keep that one going. Can't stand the bloke. Travis asking, was Mitch emotional on the podium? I wasn't close enough to notice, to be honest. I was at the wrong angle.
Yeah, I was miles up in the rafters. So I couldn't see.
You probably had a better view than both of us, to be honest. So
I think the most emotional I think Ulysses looked quite emotional after his stones.
Yeah,
I've not seen him like that.
Normally,
quite composed, and obviously used to doing so well. But
yeah, since I mean, obviously he took the time
But it
off.
shows that it still means something to him, which is good to see.
Definitely.
But I think the most emotional was Alexei.
Yeah. Alexei is a heart on his sleeve kind of guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to answer this. Maybe you can. Any CrossFitters you watch this weekend do you think should transfer over to a lightweight strongman? I couldn't name one. So that's it. I'm out.
Do you know what? A lot of them would make great strongmen.
All of them.
No, honestly, like they're such great athletes. To be able to what they can do strength wise as well as everything else, they're impressive.
Yeah. So give us some names and we'll say yes or no.
Was it Chandler Smith, the guy that won it was Chandler something, I'm sure.
Was that who Mitch was racing? Oh
yeah,
no, I
actually
don't know.
did. Yeah, he did with a sandbag. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was impressive on the log. He looked like he had more than the 300 in him.
Yeah. Brian here saying, someone mentioned this to me yesterday, but Loz predicted the yoke to log. The yoke definitely tired out the athletes, especially Martins and Pablo. I was so shocked when Pablo didn't finish.
Yeah, it's a weird one because £1,000 yoke for these guys is standard weight, but then to ask them to do a 360-pound, 160-kilo log afterwards is very tough, and all of them are more than capable of doing a 160. Like everyone could sit back at home and say, I can do a 160 log, or some
not everyone, but some
there's
guys.
A lot of like heavyweight strongmen, some lighter weight strongmen that can say they could do that. You try and do it after doing that in competition, after doing the other events that you've done as well.
Yeah,
it's not easy.
Yeah, because most guys after a yoke, they're a bit puffed out afterwards, aren't they? Imagine then going and having to do log lifts for reps.
I mean, when you see guys do like, I've been to competitions, high level comps with £1,000 yoke, and guys are under there for half a minute, and they're dead at the end of it. You know, to think I've then got to go and do another event, it's tough.
Yeah.
I might have to give Mitch a £2,000 yoke to make it fair.
His yoke is absolutely incredible, isn't it? It's just flawless.
Yeah.
If you watch it, I watched it back frame by frame because I'm a weirdo.
Yeah.
Like on my camera footage, and it's just perfect from start to finish. How he judged where to put it down.
I saw someone say saying, "Oh, was he nearly like losing it?"
No, he wasn't nearly losing it at all. He was in control of that from the second he lifted it to the second he put it down, and he put it down in the perfect spot. He didn't walk an inch further than he needed.
I tell these guys, he wasn't upset. I tell people what time I did in training, because obviously he sends me his training videos, and he did. We set up the event for him to do, and he did it in 35 seconds in training. So we knew he was, as long as nothing went wrong, he'd be good. But I don't want to sit there and sort of jinx him as well.
No, exactly.
And
I think it puts a bit of pressure.
Even in the commentating, I've got to stay impartial. Obviously, I wanted him to win that event, and I thought he could. But you've got to kind of like
you have to be
register the other athletes that are really good at it as well. But yeah, he absolutely blitzed it. Yeah. It was after I saw the first rep on the log, I was like, he's got this.
Yeah, it was crazy. Really thought Loz and Brian were a great combo. Talked a lot for commentators, but I loved it in one more. Those two can talk. Like, it's crazy because they're the biggest talkers I know. So get them together.
Like two old women.
Yeah, it's funny though. You two are a good combo. Peter, thank you so much for the super chat. Do you know if Martins is replacing someone at the team comp in Liverpool? Seems they are a strong man up.
Yeah, so Rob Kearney has had to pull out of the team comp. So that's why
this is going on personally, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Go. Could he? Big Bang Berry asking, Mitch is crazy good at yoke and deadlift. So the big question is, how much could he backlift, and would he contend for the record?
I'm sure he would be contending for a record on a backlift. Deadlift is actually something we want to work on with him over the winter, particularly more towards his lockout strength.
It's weird because he came over being known as like, this guy's a great deadlifter. But apart from at Worlds, his first competition, I don't think he's won a deadlifting competition since.
He only won the deadlift in the heats.
Yeah, in the heats. Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry. Yeah.
But he's a very good deadlifter. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But there's still work to be done there.
More so, though, he's a great all-round athlete.
He's an incredible athlete. Like, his athletic ability is just, particularly for strongman, just supreme.
Yeah. Jem saying hi. Hi, Jem. Thanks for joining us. And then Andrew, Trey was brilliant. Has worked hard on his bad events, arm over arm, for instance.
Absolutely. I was talking to Trey about this today, and he's really gone away and put the work in. Yeah. It's good to see. It's really good to see.
Yeah, someone really bringing up their overall game. He's an exciting athlete. And it's easy to root for Trey because he's such
Yeah,
a
he's
nice
just so
guy
nice,
as
isn't
well.
he?
Yeah, bless him. Thomas, thank you for the super chat. With spooky season upon us and strong boys being known for their appetites, whom would win an all-out sweet eating competition in the current Rogue roster?
Ooh. I think Trey could probably do pretty well on that one as well.
I reckon they'd all.
They could all put a good performance in.
Yeah. I haven't had the opportunity to observe Pavlo eating.
I'm sure
I
Pavlo
imagine
can
he can eat. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you do all right, to be fair. But you're not in the roster. So Mitch can eat. I give Mitch my leftovers.
The biggest eater I've ever seen in Strongman is Adrenus. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's definitely, but they can all eat.
Yeah. Yeah. It's Adrenus. It's like a spectator event, isn't it? And it goes on all night.
He may well, give up Strongman soon and enter an eating contest.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
The only time I see him move quickly outside of the competition is to the buffet. Hi, Loz and Liz from Hounside. Hi. How long are you guys staying in the US? We go home tomorrow and then we come back 6 days later to Florida. But that's going to be so cool because we're there for a week. Mitch is joining us for a couple of days. We're going to have Andrea with us. Rauno, who we know you all love. So
loads of people are going to be there.
It's going to be so many people. Maxime is there with Sam.
Yeah.
It's an all-star cast. You're doing the commentary with Gabe Penn.
Yeah, looking forward to that. That's going to be good.
Really cool. Nick Best is going to be there. Zadrunas, Mark Felix, so many great characters. And then obviously all the people competing in the weight class.
Loads of amazing
and
athletes.
Women's shows. So we're going to get you as many videos as possible. Oh my God, I'm going to die. But it's going to be really cool.
I'm going to have like 3 14-hour days of commentating.
Yeah, that's going to suck. It's going to be good.
Talk leading up to that.
Yeah, lots will be a mute for the week before. You were wondering about Martin's weight. He said he's about 350 pounds.
355. I spoke to him earlier today.
Yeah.
He said he's put on about 20 pounds and he agreed that he's too heavy.
Yeah. Alexi, I thought Alexi looked tired this weekend, but he still found a way to win. That's the mark of an incredible strongman. We weren't sure about Alexi coming into this because the last couple of competitions, he's been a little bit off his pace, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Compared to what we're used to seeing from him. But just goes to show what an incredible athlete he is. I do feel, though, and this isn't to take anything from Alexi, I think the way they did it with the order being based on overall rankings rather than winner of the previous event. I didn't like it. Alexi went first every time because last every time because he was leading the whole way. Yeah. And I think that is a huge advantage.
Especially on some events, like the arm over arm, for instance.
Yes.
Arm over arm varies all the time. So being able to watch the other athletes go is a big advantage.
Definitely. Yeah. So I didn't really like that. I don't like
no,
it.
I think you should be rewarded for that win.
I do too.
And then you get to go last in the next event.
I mean, the roller coaster was after the sandbag, and I think that would have made a huge difference for Mitch because all he watched was, and this is no offense to those guys, but he watched some slower times. Then he didn't anticipate that he could do it as fast as the later guys went. So they saw his faster time, then they were faster after that. So, but he should have gone last.
I actually think every single one of them could have improved their time.
Oh, definitely. If they're given a second chance to do it again. Yeah, totally agree. Yes, eat a belly full of Texas barbecue.
We really have, to be fair. We had twice yesterday.
I had it twice yesterday. Yeah. I went to, what's it called? Culver's, is it? A burger place? We went apparently for the frozen custard, but we were so full by the burger, we didn't get the custard. But yes, we went to Auntie Anne's as well. Is that thing? Pretzels.
I didn't go there.
Annie Ann. Yeah, that was very nice. The savory pretzel was very, very good. Loz telling Mitch off after his win on the carry. You were right, though. There were 5 guys going after him, and he got
away with it.
Yeah, but there was no guarantee he would get away with it. Yeah.
And then after his yoke into the log, he's like, "Any criticism on that one?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Nah, you're okay on that."
Yeah. Interesting. Daryl just mentioned what we were talking about. Rogue should revisit the decision run each event on the reverse standings. How do you think the playing field could be leveled? I prefer the traditional way we're used to seeing it. If you win an event, you go on the next event and go on overall standings for the final event.
I think separate video that's worth doing. Maybe getting someone like Brian on to chat about it as well. Is rules for strongman and refereeing, how we can improve those areas.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay. Oh, look. Ryan, I'm a New Yorker and I've never had Texas barbecue. Well,
there we go.
You've never lived, Ryan. You need to get down here. Sun shining, barbecues are barbecuing. Well, it wasn't the last 2 days, actually, was it?
Today has been nice, yeah.
Yeah. What's that? Marina, thank you for the super chat. Do you think we'll see another dominant strongman like Z, Brian, Marius? It seems like all the guys now are too close competitively to win everything. Yeah, I agree.
I think right now we're in a great era of competitive strongman. I really do. And, you know, every comp is different. You can have a different podium on each comp, different winner of each comp. I think we're in for an interesting few years.
This comment by Edward made me laugh. Not enough steepled fingers in Par's video. Do you know what steepled fingers are?
No.
That's you.
Okay. Is that me or you?
Oh, it might be both.
Yeah. I know my hands are over. I don't know that I do that, though. I think do I?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Maybe I do.
Yeah, you do. You definitely do. Edward, please confirm.
I know my hands go all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes I get whacked. The scary cloud, thank you for the super chat. Lods needs to coach Pavlo, or someone does.
I'm pretty sure he's got a good coach. Like, I don't know his coach, but Pavlo's got people looking after him, and clearly they've done a good job. You know, I'm not like I'd love to coach Pavlo. It'd be amazing to have him, but I think he's got good people around him.
Yeah. Well, how do you think Mitch would feel about you coaching Pavlo?
I don't think Mitch would care.
Do you not?
I don't know. But you know, whoever I coach,
I'd care if I was Mitch. Like, how could
really,
you?
like, I coach lots of people and I give them all 100%. It's not like,
no, I know, but how often are they direct competitors of each other?
I know.
Yeah.
I've had like 3 guys in the same comp before.
Yeah, but this is higher stakes, isn't it? This is the pro level. Yeah. It's big prize money and stuff. You know, this is their livelihood, Slasse.
I see. I don't look at it like I know it's like that, but I've never looked at it like that when I coach people. I want to make them all as good as possible. Yeah, not everyone can be at Pavlo and Mitch's level. No. But that's the way I approach it.
But you can see what I'm thinking from Mitch's perspective. Yeah. How would he feel if you started coaching one of his competitors?
Well, I just don't think of it like that.
Fraser just signed up. Looking forward to working with you.
Oh, awesome. There we go. I look forward to working with you, Fraser.
There you go. You have chosen a very good coach.
Oh, thank you, Elizabeth.
That's all right. I know.
Do you know what?
I'm biased.
I am mental. Like, I had an hour's break from commentating.
And I just
got my computer out and started kind of
Honestly, you will never find a more committed coach at this level with this sort of experience. He's
to the point of I drive my wife mad.
He does, because I'm talking to him and he's looking at his phone and he's like, did you hear me? Yeah.
For any of my clients that are watching, I am going to have Christmas week off because we're going away for my birthday.
We're going on holiday.
So I'm going to take the week off.
He hasn't had a week off in about 3 or 4 years. So I said, I don't think your clients will mind. No, you haven't. The scary cloud, thank you again for the super chat. What about a national governing body like the IPF? There's been talk
about this for years. There's certainly things that we need to do. I want to spend a bit more time talking to Brian about some of his ideas.
Yeah.
A couple of other people. I think, like I said to Brian earlier, because everyone's a bit bickery in strongman. I think we just need to all talk to each other.
Yes, I think a lot of it's misunderstandings. I think sometimes some people trying to stir the pot as well.
There's always people that try and stir the pot, and that's why it's good. Like that's why
open communication.
I like that Thor just came up to me today and it was
said, I don't have a problem with worlds, but I wouldn't do it for these reasons.
Yeah,
like I have a good
and I've got much better now. I just ring people up if I'm not sure about something and try and find out for sure.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, we need the sport to get bigger and better. That's everyone's goal. The bigger it gets, the better it is for all of us.
Alex saying, I hope Arnold has a squat again, just so we can see wide Mogget. Yeah, I would like to see Pavlo on that.
Do you know what though? As much as I love a squat, I found it a bit boring.
And they need to just plan it better. I think rapping while the guy is lifting, but there needs to be a limit on how long someone can spend rapping, because I can't sit there and watch 2 hours of rapping again. I might go insane, especially considering some of it was bad rapping.
Liz, the professional knee rap.
I know how to rap knees. I've never done it, but I know how it's supposed to be done. What is this? Rauno babysitting? Rauno would be a good babysitter.
Yeah.
He's good with kids. He's better with kids than he is with adults.
Our kids love him.
Yeah, they do. They genuinely love him. Alexa's like looking on Facebook, like my account, obviously. Oh, she's like, oh, Rowder. Hit the like button, you filthy animals. A great prompt. Thank you, Jamie. Yes.
Thank you very much, Jamie, for reminding people. Yes, guys, go and give the video a like, please. And if you're not already, subscribe to the channel.
Yes, we do lots of different types of videos.
Oh, I saw someone. Someone unsubscribed because I didn't mention Tom Stoltman. I was on camera. I was on the commentary.
Yeah.
Now, bear in mind, when I'm doing commentating, I have a production mic in my ear talking to me.
Yeah.
I'm trying to focus on the event.
Yeah.
And you're trying to do 3 things at once. And I happen to say we've got the 10 best strongmen in the world. That's all I said.
Okay, yeah.
Obviously, I know Tom Stoltman's one of the best strongmen in the world.
Yeah, of course.
And I think Tom's
But
amazing.
you're doing a production for Rogue in that moment.
I'm there for Rogue. I'm doing what they kind of want me to do. And then someone's kind of said, how dare you kind of forget about Tom Stoltman? I'm unsubscribing. I'm like,
to be fair,
oh my goodness.
If Tom competed this weekend in his current shape, he probably wouldn't be in the top 10.
Well,
like, he's not been training for strongman, seriously.
Tom's, everyone knows Tom's an amazing strongman.
Of course, it goes without saying. It is annoying how offended people
It's
get.
just like when you've got all these noises going on in your head and you're trying to think up numbers, I'm trying to remember what's happened in the past. And, sometimes I just say stupid stuff.
Yeah, we're all guilty of it. Sometimes you just say something, the first thing that pops into your head because you panic.
Yeah, they were talking about the Dinny stones today, and I mentioned the nickel stones. I'm like, straight away, what a twat.
Yeah, and it's like, of all people, the Scottish people are probably thinking, oh, good, it's in safe hands. Loz is on commentary. He knows the stones. What did he call it? The bloody nickel stone.
Start stabbing the kind of dolls of Loz.
Yeah, for God's sake, Loz.
I'm my biggest critic. I kind of watch things back
perfect.
And I get so upset with myself when I do things wrong. So if you guys are subscribers of the channel and you're fans of what we do, give me just a tiny break on odd occasion.
Yeah.
I'm a bit clumsy with words as it is anyway.
Yeah, we all are though, aren't we? We all have our moments. I don't know why there's loads of Rano emojis being posted. I was just wondering if he's in the comments somewhere.
Well, he'll probably be somewhere.
No, he should be in bed. What time is it in
it's not as late. No,
Estonia?
It's not that late.
Yeah, but Estonia is 2 hours ahead.
Yeah, but it's not that late for him.
Oh, okay. Not for him.
Well, he's usually up till 4 a.m.
Yeah, that's true. He was last night
midnight
watching.
At the moment for him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he'd definitely be up.
There's a time in the UK has changed, doesn't it?
The clocks went back. Yeah. All right, hold on.
It's only 10 to 10 in the UK.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. It's early. It's early.
Yeah, Ryan will be up. He might not even be. It's probably not even late enough for him to be on here.
No, he might not be awake yet. He's basically nocturnal.
Yeah.
Cameron, what's this? Remember, most of the events that Mitch did at Rogue was the first time he actually ever did them. Well, that's been the case for Mitch for a lot of this year. Like, has he done arm over arm before in competition?
No. Oh, yeah, he did it at the Shore Classic.
Oh, of course he did. Yeah. Where he also placed third.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it? I mean, to be fair, some of this kit was new to
look,
all of the guys.
Don't get me wrong. We've been training arm over arm in training. He's been training every week.
Of course he has.
Since we've known about this event. We're not stupid.
Talking about kit specific though.
But no one's touched that kit before. So it's everyone, everyone was doing the arm over arm for the first time.
Yeah. Beverly, you need to go to Round Rock Donuts. They have a donut the size of the cake.
Someone's been telling us about this.
And we've actually purposely avoided it, haven't we? For the sake of our health.
I can't eat a donut the size of a cake.
Yeah.
Because I will.
Yeah, you will.
And I'll come back looking like a cake.
Yeah, I'll come back looking like a donut. Ryan, I bet in here. He's probably got some alternate accounts. He was probably the one complaining. How could you cancel Tom?
Well, I'm just going to say this. Loz grew a beard. Pa grew a beard. Loz set up a YouTube channel. Pa set up a YouTube channel.
It's uncanny.
Loz had a blonde come and join him on his YouTube channel. Pa had a blonde come and join him on his YouTube channel.
I dyed my hair. Has she dyed her hair?
I don't know about that. I'm just glad Pa didn't actually shave again.
I know, because that was pretty hard. Well, I messaged him. He's a cheeky gig. So I was like, "Is this a recent photo, Pa?" And he's like, "Yes, a recent photo." So he didn't technically lie. Damn it! He got me though.
He is funny though.
But I've seen him without the beard, and that kind of is what he looks like. So you can see why he grew it.
Strong men look better with beards, to be fair.
Yeah, they do, especially when they get big and they're like double chinny. Yeah. Alex saying,
Can Alexi peel an orange? Probably.
I have no idea. Martin's looked really emotional after the log 2. It was hard seeing him upset and in pain. Alexi's elation was a joy to see. We'll never get tired of seeing him win. Yeah. It's always hard to see someone.
Every single athlete, it's what they dedicate themselves to. It's devastating when it doesn't go right, and it means everything when it goes, the way you want it to.
Yeah.
There's a lot of emotion on the line.
Big Bang Theory, thank you for the super chat. Why the run up to the yoke instead of starting under it?
Really interesting. No idea, but that was the rules. And that was one thing Mitch was good at. He got under quick. A lot of them I thought took almost 10 seconds to get under the yoke, get set up and get going.
Yeah.
I was like, get up there and speed up. You can do that in 5 seconds, no problem. Less than 5 seconds if you're fast.
I have a really great clip actually, because Loz trained with some of his clients while we were out here, and they were doing yoke. Granted, it's much lighter than what these guys are dealing with, but it's so funny because they do a run there and then a run back, and the speed at which Loz drops the yoke, turns under the yoke, and is back running. I'm not sure the yoke had even sort of stopped moving, and he was off moving it again.
Like, people may have heard me kind of talking. If you're an up-and-coming strongman, these are areas you can beat people in. So
even the pros,
I was really good at trying to close the time down in between events.
Yeah.
So make sure if you're doing a loading event, you sprint back. If you are doing a yoke where you've got to do a turn, be quick on the turn. Get good at the turns, because it can save you a good amount of time. If everyone can lift the weight and they're all moving at the same pace when they're going,
you need to
be quicker in between. So it's just those little areas that can help you beat guys that are stronger than you.
Alpo's Catsull, lots of Evolution Athletics. Do you own any?
I don't. I'm sponsored by Cerberus, so I just use Cerberus products, but I've tried them and they are very good. Yeah, I've had a go. Hicksy let me try some of his stuff, and yeah, honestly, it's good equipment. But so is Cerberus, so I'm happy with Cerberus's equipment.
Yeah. Someone here, hold on, saying, I was surprised. That was Ryan. I was surprised that Bobby did pretty good. I feel like Bobby had a better yoke than Martins. Bobby is solid on yoke. And we've said this a few times now. It doesn't matter how heavy it is. Bobby can move it, but he'll go at the same speed. So it works in Bobby's favor when it's heavier.
Bobby is very, very strong. He's a beast. Statically,
it's like a freight train, isn't
really
he?
Strong.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's solid at yoke and obviously an amazing log presser. So
yeah.
It didn't surprise me to see him do well on that event at all.
Did Liz get in the pool at the hotel? No, I didn't. To be fair, it's been pretty chilly here, hasn't it? This is the first day. It's been
nice day we've had.
Nice. Here. And well, if you saw the pool in the video, you'll see why I didn't get in it. It's fine, but I don't want to get in it.
Row mark on the record breakers.
Where am I looking? Becca. I loved watching Romark compete in the record breakers and with Martin supporting him.
It was so funny watching like Martin's
tiny
in the background
with Martin's behind him as well. I've never. I think because from where I was sat, the perspective made it look even funnier, and Romark look even smaller because he's a slim guy anyway, isn't he? But it was funny to see him go.
He's got a pretty good grip, Romark.
Pound for pound, Romark's strong.
Yeah.
Peter saying yoking to log is so entertaining. I hope they continue that.
I really liked it. And it was weird because it was one of those events when I first heard about it last year. I was like, this is a bit weird.
Yeah.
But it's quite an entertaining one to watch.
Yeah. But yeah, I loved it last year, loved it this year as well.
Yeah.
I thought it was like, imagine. So when Mitch had gone and it was 32 seconds, I said, with the guys here, that's unbeatable because no one comes close to him on yoke. No one's going to be quick enough on log to catch up. Imagine if Mitch learned to Viper press that log.
I don't think it would matter because
but imagine how fast he could be with that yoke.
It's not necessarily learn to Viper press. You've got to be strong enough to do it. It's a different form.
Mitch gets strong enough, but imagine a scenario where he does that yoke run and then the Viper press. Like
he could go sub 30 seconds. Which is just scary.
It would be a sight to see.
It was a pretty good sight to see as it was.
Yes, it was. It could be a bigger sight.
There we go.
I'm always
Liz is not happy with how he did. She wants more.
This is a formal request, Mitch. Get strong enough to Viper press the log 3 times, please.
He's going to watch this and he will now.
I know he will. That's why I'm saying it. I was about to say he's a people pleaser. He's not, but he'll do it.
He likes to prove people wrong.
Mitch should try a 600 kilo yoke. I don't think he should.
He could do a 600.
He could, but obviously
a lot of us have done a 600 kilo yoke.
No
it's
matter
just not
how
smart.
no, exactly. No matter how good you are, you shouldn't do it unless you absolutely have to.
610 kilo yoke finished me.
Yes, it
because
did.
I wasn't expecting it.
No, we thought it'd be about £1,000. Can't wait to see you at OSG.
We're looking forward to seeing you.
Too. Yes, and OSG is such a great competition to meet people because we're there for a long time. It's very chill. Most of the people that come to watch are just family and friends of the athletes. So, you've got the big names to yourself for the most part. There's loads of time for meeting people after the show. It's great, isn't it?
If you're in Florida and you're a big Strongman fan, I'd come along.
Yeah.
There's going to be some great battles there.
Daytona Beach. When is it?
13th, 12th and 13th? Something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
I'll quickly check.
It's the Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We fly on the 7th.
11th, 12th and 13th.
There you go. 11th, 12th and 13th, Daytona Beach, Florida. There you go. Dustin, Mitch's family is so nice. I talked to his dad quite a bit over the weekend and Ashley came up to say thanks for the support. I was wearing his shirt. Thank you
brilliant.
For the super chat.
They're a lovely family, aren't they?
Very, very lovely people, yeah. You can see why Mitch is just such a nice guy because he's obviously got, he's been brought up right, good people around him, definitely. I know who they're talking about. Loz, love the story about the young strongman and his father watching Big Z eating and the father telling the son to keep up with Big Z. Peugeot, wasn't it? Yeah. It's like, eat like him.
Look, Strunis is eating. Keep eating. I felt so sorry for Paul. I was like, God, he's about to blow. And his dad's like, keep eating.
Can you imagine trying to keep up with like peak Sedrunus, like eating? No. That most people would end up in hospital.
Yeah. Seriously.
Here we go. Culver's has good cheese curds. I had the sourdough melt, which was very nice, but I wasn't that hungry because we'd not long been to Auntie Anne's or Annie Anne. I don't know how to say it with a British accent. No, I was just trying to see because it says this, but I can't see your comment.
We will look out.
Comment again. We will look out for you, me. But thank you so much. I will keep an eye out for your comment.
Thank you very, very much.
Marianne, thank you for your super chat. Nothing funnier than Brian so formally calling you Laurence. He sure can talk. Congrats on your boy Mitch killing it. Big love from Massachusetts.
Thank you very much, Marianne.
It is funny when I hear anyone call you Laurence.
I'm not used to people calling me Laurence.
No.
As well.
Did you think you were in trouble?
Yeah, like I said, it's like my dad's telling me off or something.
Yeah.
Or telling me a story.
Yeah, Laurence.
Asku Karu is online.
Hello, Karu.
We need to see you competing soon. I hope you're well, buddy.
Yes. Hello, Unc and Liz. Unc and Aunt to you. Do you know what's really weird is when some of the older strongmen call me Auntie Liz. Like Bill Kazmar calls me Auntie Liz.
Yeah, that's quite funny.
Yeah. Hey, Aunt Liz.
Eric.
He is a menace to his clients, but he gets results from us. One of yours, yeah? A menace.
Keep working hard and keep eating. He gets lazy with his eating.
Eat like Sedrunus.
No, he don't eat like Sedrunus. Just don't miss your meals.
Liz, how much time do you really get away from your computer or not doing strongman stuff? Not often. I think that's probably why I get ill when I get outside the house. No, times like this, it's really hard because we're relying on crap Wi-Fi as well. So everything takes longer to do. But yeah, we've been getting back quite late. I've been staying up until early hours. I edit until I'm falling asleep at the laptop and can't go anymore. Then I wake up, drag the laptop onto my lap and keep going until we have to leave again. And even then, I don't feel like I'm getting stuff done quick enough because of the stupid Wi-Fi. We've got some good Wi-Fi speeds at home, haven't we, Lozo?
We have. We've got a holiday booked for December and we're looking forward to...
Yes, we're going to get some really cool videos made and scheduled for when we go away. And then I'll know that that's all still ticking along nicely and I can just relax. I'm going to go to the spa. We're bringing our mums along with us, which means more childcare. No, it's just going to be a really nice
week off.
Family holiday. Yeah. Hello from Gloucester, England. There you go.
Hey, Nick.
What have we got? Caru was all over the stream. Howdy, Caru. Yeah, apparently lots of famous faces in the comments on the stream.
Lots of people love to watch Strongman.
Yeah.
You know, we're all big fans.
And apparently the stream comments weren't too bad. Like, considering it's a live stream.
I didn't get called any horrible names then?
No, I don't think so. I don't know. I haven't watched it, but...
That's surprising.
I haven't had time. I will.
No. Yeah, you'll watch it, won't you?
Yeah, I will, because I'll have to critique your commentary and give you some feedback. No, I'm joking. I just like watching things back. I do things. Thank you for the super chat. After 20 years in June, I finally placed at
Nationals
as a master's. Your words, and great reminder to stay within myself. God, this is a test. Myself during training to get to comp day. Thanks deeply.
I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, it's such a mistake that people make. They try and push too hard in training, end up underperforming when it comes to competition. It's important to kind of save your best for when it counts. And a lot of people kind of get this mistake of that they'll go balls to the wall in the gym and think that there's still another gear come competition day. There is another gear if you're fully recovered and you haven't gone to that point of destroying your central nervous system. So it's understanding how hard is hard enough to push without pushing too hard.
Yeah.
Rano just woke up.
Won't ever unsubscribe unless Loz murders a strongman on a live stream or something too.
I don't think that's going to happen, but thank you very
much. It's unlikely. So
I do genuinely like 99.9% of the people I meet in this sport.
Now we need to know the 0.1. No, I'm joking.
I can't like everyone.
Do it as members only. Joe, Loz, I had no idea how big you really are until seeing you standing next to Brian Shaw. You're both massive.
I know, like I've lost, well, I say I've lost 95 pounds. Once I get on the scales, when I get home,
maybe it's 75 pounds.
Yeah, I've probably lost more like 85 to 90 pounds. But I'm still a pretty big dude.
Yeah.
I carry a good amount of muscle still.
Yeah.
I was asked how much strength I've lost while losing this weight, and I'd probably say about 20%, as much as that. But from January, I'm actually going to start training for strength whilst trying to stay a bit lighter. So I'm hoping to kind of bridge that gap to maybe 10%.
Yeah. I have to address this one, Josh, because it pisses me off every time I think about it.
Someone asked me about this yesterday, actually.
In 2013 World's Strongest Man, do you regret doing the extra reps in the squat? Let me tell you a story about 2013 World's Strongest Man. Loz went in a bit injured. He still had his issues with his labrum.
Shoulder issue,
that he torn, And basically, the first event or two hadn't gone well, and it wasn't looking good for him coming out of the group stages. Everyone did shit in the squat, excuse my French, but they did.
2 reps was the best anyone did, yeah.
And Colin was like, this is a disaster. Loz, mate, I'll give you £100 for every squat you do if you don't just do enough reps to beat who was ever. I think you needed to do 2 or 3.
I needed 3 to win.
Yeah, so I'll give you £100 for each. Loz was skint, was like, all right, I could do 10 reps with this. That means at least I get to take home £1,000 and I haven't completely wasted my time here because I don't think I made the final. Tore his hamstring or quad or whatever it was on the 10th rep. Yeah.
And then Colin Bryce on commentary said I was being arrogant.
He was showboating. Yeah. And I think, did we send Colin a message or did we just...
I've mentioned it to him a few times since.
Yeah, several times.
And since then, like I never
did more than you had to, ever.
Yeah. But
ever.
It's one of them things. It was never, like literally, I was just skint at the time. And I was like, yeah, I could do with $1,000.
Yeah.
And I did 1 rep and I was like, in my head, okay, I can do 10.
Did you get that money?
Yes.
Yeah, good.
He did pay me.
Well, because someone at Worlds was like, I don't know what sort of bet you made. And we were like, now hold the fucking phone. It was not a bet. No, I was told I would be paid for this. Yeah.
Basically, for their TV program, if I just did 3, it would have looked crap.
Yeah. So he does regret doing it.
Yeah,
but
massively.
At the time, there was a reason, and it wasn't ego.
No.
There you go. I feel better for getting it off my chest. I'm disappointed Loz didn't give the Thor's hammer a go.
Do you know what? I was helping Andrea the other week in a training session, and I was getting some sandbags out for her.
Yeah.
And something popped in my finger.
Yeah.
It's nothing serious, but my grip's a little bit affected at the moment, so there was no way I was going to try anything this weekend. I just want to get my body feeling good up until January, and then I'll start doing some strength training again.
Look, Rongo Keen with the generous
Rongo,
super chat.
Thank you, buddy.
Wait to see you both in Australia. We cannot wait to come and see you guys. We've never been to Australia, either of us. There's going to be lots of grocery store videos in Australia. I can't wait to see what weird things you have. But no, seriously, though, it's going to be brilliant.
We'll definitely have to go and see Rongo as well. That'd be cool.
Yes. It's going to be awesome. Don't know when we're going or anything yet, but we're going.
We'll get it sorted.
And it's going to be awesome. Yes. Low looks like he has lost some weight, presumably low as you.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, thank you very much.
He's full of barbecue right now, so he's
Yeah.
feeling a bit heavy again,
Yeah.
but I'm sure you'll be fine, Lazo.
Yeah.
Ah, Liz, you missed all the sex bots in the Rogue stream. When they appeared, everyone was asking for Auntie Liz. They needed a proper moderator. See? If ever I can't come, I'll offer my moderating services to them. I'll say I'm a pro in handling sex bots. Tim, again, I can't see yours, but I will keep an eye out for it.
There is.
Oh, Tim, here we go. Hey, Loz and Liz. Hope Texas was fun.
It's been really good. Thank you, Tim.
Yes, it was very good. Who are we looking for as well? It was me or someone, wasn't it?
Yeah, I couldn't see it.
No. Woo. Oh, someone's saying, yeah, the payout prize for Strongman. Number
14,000.
Yeah.
114,000.
Yeah.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah. We looked at it briefly, me and Mitch's mum last night, and it was like 33 or something for third place. It's really good prize money for Strongman. Uncle Loz, thanks for the excellent commentation.
Thank you very much.
Where are we? I feel like we're way behind. Was Brian not allowed to say chink in the armor? Did he say it?
He did, but we weren't on ESPN.
Okay.
And I told him about that, and he's like, what? I just said chink in the armor. Why is that bad? And then I had to explain. It's not bad, but people perceive it as bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, only on ESPN we get told off for that.
Yeah. Someone asking, how is it possible to get lazy with eating? Yeah, these aren't problems I have. They problems you have, Lizzie.
Do you know what? When, like, again, just talking to some of the guys, it's nice just to have a break. Like, the top guys take everything very seriously, and eating is one of those things. They just see it as a job, and when you're eating that much food, it's not fun.
Yeah.
Because you get to the point when you're not hungry, and you're just forcing food down, and that becomes quite uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's nice to just eat. Like now, because I'm in more of a deficit, it's just nice feeling hungry, and I actually want to eat.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're forcing yourself to be bigger, it's not so nice.
Yeah. Michael, during the live stream, there was some hate directed at Rob Kearney.
Which is ridiculous. Rob is one of the most lovely people you can ever meet.
I'd heard about that, and I didn't want to give it any attention because those people don't deserve attention.
Right.
Nasty
Rob
people.
Is just a sweet, happy, funny, kind person, very generous.
Would do anything for anyone.
People hating him just because
he's
who
gay.
he falls in love with is just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's stupid. Are you excited to see Oberst at the team show?
Yes, I want to go and see Oberst and give him a big hug. I am actually looking forward to it because I want to speak to him face to face just to sort out any issues. And then, Oberst is fun as well. So I think Oberst...
I'll be stuck filming this.
Look, Oberst and Eddie is going to be entertaining.
Yeah.
It is. Just regardless of whatever happens, they'll be funny. They'll be entertaining. Oberst will give it his best. Eddie will kind of probably put him in his place. And, it'll be a fun week.
It's going to be fun. Yeah, it'll be good. Hold on.
Hold on.
Hold on, mate. We'll wrap it up very soon, guys. We promised ourselves just an hour. Yeah. It's an hour 12. Eva, love the fact that carrying the Stones of Giants live, Ferris took the record back from Hooper after 2 minutes, and this time
Hooper
took it from
Ferris.
Seems fair, yeah. It's one of those, it is an advantage going out second and knowing what you have to beat, but you've still got to do it, haven't you?
I want to point out, because it's amazing what they did. 37 seconds, I think Hooper did. But Mark Haydock has the record on the original Dinnies.
Yeah.
And he's held them for like 50-something seconds.
Yeah. So there's these replica stone records are totally separate from the Dinnies that live and stay in Scotland. Yeah. And the Scottish people are very protective over the history keeping of those records. Yeah. So do not get them confused. This is a replica record, as is Kevin's walk.
Yeah.
You hold the OG walk, and Mark Haydock holds the OG hold. So there we go. Dustin, thank you for the super chat. I also spoke with Trey Mitchell's parents a couple of times. They're really nice too.
Everyone's parents, like Bobby's parents were here.
Oh, Bobby's dad. Yeah. I remember the first time we met him in Bahrain, and what a lovely, lovely man.
Yeah, honestly, like almost everyone you meet in Strongman is nice.
Oh, yeah.
They're good, down to earth, cool people.
Yeah. Love how Rob helped Danny with log technique. Shows that his character is like Rob has lots of friends in CrossFit, doesn't he?
Rob Kearney, he works for Matt Fraser.
Yeah,
and he's he's a very liked person, to be honest.
Andrew saying a lot of us called out the hate. I heard that too, that like people didn't tolerate it. So that's cool. Well done,
That's
guys.
brilliant.
People like that do need shooting down. That I mean,
Look,
to be honest, the best thing to
anyone
do.
can think what they like, but keep your opinions to yourself.
Yeah.
You know, Rob is a good person, and that's all that counts.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. What do you use to stream? We use StreamYard, and I love it because we can make the comments pop up on screen.
Yeah, we get to have people on screen, which is nice.
A nice element to it. Yeah.
Nice
we can also share like videos while we're
we
streaming
can share
stuff.
like pictures and stuff like that. We're just lazy.
Yeah, just
when we get home, we'll do more of that. Yeah,
definitely. Lots of idiots in that comment section, but the folks here are great. This is Strongman fans, you know, and 99.9% of Strongman fans are really nice people. There's always a small minority, isn't there? Or sex bots, but you know, even the sex bots are nice, aren't they? They're not offensive.
Oh dear. Shall we wrap things up? Oh, there's a couple of members' comments there. Do you want to read those out?
Lars, you're looking so good these days. Are you going to put out a diet plan?
If people would be interested in a diet plan, I can indeed.
Oh, that was Alan's super. He super chatted it as well. Thank you, Alan. Yeah. You put out a diet plan, Lars. We did you have to go back and have a look. There was a video of like a full day of eating. Like you have to appreciate that this was a man.
I'll go
who was
more
very heavy.
into detail in another video, and then maybe we'll put together like a cheap kind of
ebook.
Yeah,
because it's about adjusting the calories based on your body composition and
your
current.
What I want to sort of get across to people is doing something kind of to help improve your relationship with food more than I'm not interested in a 12-week transformation. This has taken me 2 years. It's not been a quick fix. It's taken 2 years, but I have a much better relationship with food. Even while I've been out here, I've learned to say no. And there was a time I wouldn't. I just had a bad like food for me was comfort, emotion.
Oh, you sometimes punish yourself with food. Well. I've had a terrible
like, feeling down, feeling depressed. You know, I've suffered quite a bit with depression, and I've spoken about that before. And just trying to get control of something like nutrition does help a lot. And I'm not where I want to be yet. I've still got things to do, but hopefully some of what I've been through can help some other people as well.
Stephen, thank you for the super chat. Are you coming to
Yes, we are.
We're coming in we're coming on Monday the 7th. We'll be there for a full week.
Yeah.
So Monday to Monday. Yeah, really looking forward to it. Daytona was so much fun last year. Didn't really know what to expect but I think this is supposed to say, Lars, you're like a bottle of wine and you get better with age. I watch all your videos. They're the best Strongman videos. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much if you are talking to me.
And if you're talking to me, thanks. Do you think they'll change the World's Strongest Man location again this year? Last minute style? Or are they for
I'm pretty sure it's set on Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
I think that's 100% happening.
Yeah.
And I think it's either going to be April or May.
Yeah, I think the only times they've changed it last minute was COVID related, wasn't it? But that's not a factor anymore. There's a quote on a mug. Even the sex bots are nice. Poor Rob though. He's so doesn't deserve any of that. He is genuinely the nicest person. What do you want about Big Loss starting Lord of the Rings? Oh, a couple of people trying to say about you look like something from Lord of the Rings. I don't know.
Is it Lord of the Rings or it's a game, isn't it?
I don't know, Lozzie. I'm not into all these things. Anyway, now is the perfect time to wrap up, I think. Thank you so much for joining us as always. I've still got a day 2 behind the scenes video to make and post and a day 3. So still more content to come from this weekend from us.
Guys, thank you as always for all the support. Thanks for becoming members, liking the video, subscribing to the channel, helping Auntie Liz out as much as you do. We love you guys. We'll speak to you soon. Take care.
Bye. Everybody smile and wave.
Have a nice happy Halloween as well.
Happy Halloween. Yeah. There we go. We'll be flying during. So, by the way.